Welcome everyone to Kraken of the Week, episode 17. This week featuring fellow YouTuber HighCal King. Has quite the following, one of the better players, 70% plus win rate. Go take a look at HighCal's channel. Put a link right here with the card above. Also find a link down below in the video description. The game is domination on northern waters. You can see spawn just south of the sea cap, and destroyer doing what it does best, going in and spotting and getting closer to the cap with the backup of the big guns of the Kurfürst. So throughout this game, I want you to pay attention how the ships move around, and especially the red team. You know, keep an eye on that mini map up there. You see right now they're bunching up pretty good on the western flank. So pay attention to that, how that goes throughout the game. There is a carrier in this game, so that's a significant danger to our destroyer. But how that carrier works will also have a big effect on how effective this division is. So first things, looking at this build, you see in the bottom left over 100,000 in health for this ship. This is probably the highest potential health you can get on any ship in the game. You can do that with hide as well as sims as inspirations. And one thing I really want you to pay attention to is the angling and how much HighCal King keeps this ship on the move. It's such a huge advantage when you keep a battleship on the move. Don't just sit stationary. You know, you're going to be getting those turrets back and forth, but you're going to also be keeping the enemy team on their nose. You know, this ship isn't the quickest, but by keeping it always in full throttle, or at least for the majority of the time in full throttle, he's going to be able to move around the map much easier rather than just sitting back and sniping or camping like we see a lot in these legendary games. So early on we saw the fellow GK spawn, but fortunately our destroyer has been able to get up there, capture C, and now what they got to do is eliminate the enemy destroyer. So you saw HighCal had the guns locked off to the left side there, just ready to shoot at the destroyer. But since the GK has moved in a little bit more, it's time to switch targets and get some shots on the GK. Now you saw he did have HE loaded. That was in preparation of shooting at the Fletcher. But right here, Gearing gets some torpedoes in the water, going right at the GK. Lands 3 of them. Takes a significant part of the GK's health. And we're off to a great start so far. Unfortunately, the red team for this GK left them alone out on the flank. So at this point, what HighCal and the fellow DivMate need to do, get rid of this battleship as quickly as possible in order to get in and start moving on to the rest of the team. And right there, gets all 4 guns on target, 10 total hits out of the 12 possible, and gets kill number 1. You see 47,000 damage off that first ship, so off to a great start damage wise. Got to defend as well, couple incapacitations, but at this point it's time to start moving into position to take B, or at least defend it. You can see the Fletcher right there, just slightly moving. At the Gearing comes in, finishes off the Fletcher, doing what the gunboat should do. And now, unfortunately, a friendly Udachi does go down in that process, but so far, things are looking better for the blue team. 1 destroyer down on each team, plus the GK down on the red team. And so we still have the biggest guns on the map for the blue team. Now here, getting all 4 guns on the Ochkov. If you have shot at the Ochkov, you know it's a little strange with the armor scheme. And right here, the driver did notice they were being fired at, turned out just in time to avoid those shells, and keeps moving back towards kind of that big glob of red team that you see up there. Not an effective strategy. If you're playing in these ships, you don't want to be grouped up like that. In the meantime, we see our friendly destroyer take down the Shimakaze. That is the second and last destroyer for the red team. And so that takes one of the biggest threats to the GK off of the board. So great job by the friendly destroyer there. And now HighCal's able to move around here and get these cross-firing positions, which is key. And this is why you can't group up as one team. When you group up, you are opening yourself up to these crossfires. And it is absolutely deadly to battleships, especially Yamatos. Their armor, if they get shot in the sides, it's going to hurt a lot. Right here, we see that Yamato probably hit the brakes just a little bit. Got lucky, but still took a significant amount of damage. 6 hits there. And at this point, what we have to do, continue eliminating ships because we have the cap lead. Thanks to the friendly gearing, we see that our caps are now completely done on B and C. But now the Achikov is moving in on that gearing. And I was saying about that weird armor scheme. Somehow only 2 of the shells land on the Achikov. But it looks like they must have our gearing either sonared or radared, because they are pushing in very aggressively, keeping the guns going. Fortunately, Achikov, not only does it have fast reloading guns, but it also has 8-kilometer torpedoes. You see HighCal gets the kill right here. Unfortunately, torpedoes were already in the water and our friendly gearing goes down. So now we're down to 4 ships to 3 ships, but the key is we have 2 battleships and a cruiser, and that cruiser could be the difference maker. So at this point, we got 2 kills, and we need to continue moving forward, moving north, and getting better cross-firing positions. Right here, we get spotted. That's a little strange. Okay, that Yamato we took shots at earlier was just sitting there. I told you about the weak armor of the Yamato when it's on its side. Right here, 4 Citadel hits, devastating strike, and absolutely devastating hit to the red team. That is huge kill right there for HighCal, taking the biggest guns off the board. So now all we have left is a Lexington and the Conqueror. 2 caps. Red team has no caps. At this point, this game is looking fantastic. However, it's not over until the very end, especially with carriers in the game. The carriers have the ability to hide in the back and continue doing damage without being spotted. So that's going to be a huge threat, and how the blue team handles that is going to be key. So right here, you'll see trying to sneak shots right over the island here. The Conqueror is just a little bit too close to the island, unfortunately. That could be a potential kill shot if that's able to get through the Conqueror down that far. But go ahead, continue moving around. You see the carrier on the red team is sending planes at HighCal. It's a Lexington, so they're going to be dropping HE bombs. Fortunately, it's not a Parzival, so they're not going to be dropping AP bombs. Especially AP bombs on German battleships are especially deadly. But they're going to go ahead, keep dropping those HE bombs. You see, though, it still has just under 70,000 health as well as a heal left to go. So not hurting too terribly much. So right here, Conqueror trying to decide what they're going to do. Our cruiser being extra aggressive here, pushing in. But the Conqueror pushes just around the island. HighCal's able to get, once again, all 4 guns on. A little unlucky with the RNG, but still a significant amount of damage done there. Fortunately, the Conqueror is completely locked in on our cruiser, so HighCal just has the ability to keep sailing and firing these shells. And right here, once again, broadside battleships. Always got to angle up to the battleship. Unfortunately, Conqueror does not. All 4 guns on target. Those are looking real good. And right there, the Citadel hit. Kill number 4, 167,000 damage. So, just an absolutely commanding game so far. And now it's just hunting down this carrier. Fortunately, the blue team carrier is still alive. You can see the torpedo bombers just flying over HighCal right now on their way to the western side of the map. And that carrier is going to go ahead, spot the enemy carrier, and HighCal is going to be able to finish it off. Once again, all 4 guns on target. being very strategic with the angling and positioning of their ship and guns, and able to get kill number 5. I want you guys to take a close look at this scoreboard. This is an absolutely commanding win by this division. It is a carry 7 kills from the division out of the 9 possible kills. Great game for the division. Great game, HighCal King. And that is all we have. Thank you all for tuning in for episode 17 of the Kraken of the Week. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. If this is your first time watching, please consider hitting subscribe. We'll see you next time.